Let me tell you something. In this life, not everyone who smiles in your face is on your side. Not everyone who claps for you wants to see you win. But here's the beauty of it. God knows. He knows the hearts of the people around you. And when it's time, He will reveal the truth. God doesn't shout when He reveals fake people. He whispers through your intuition. That feeling you get when someone's words don't match their energy, that's not paranoia, that's discernment. It's God saying, pay attention, and if you don't hear His whispers, He'll show you through their actions. A person's true character will always reveal itself in what they do, not just in what they say. Pay attention to the patterns. When someone repeatedly lies, disrespects, or dismisses you, don't ignore it. God is speaking through their behavior. Now, here's the hard truth. God doesn't reveal fake people in moments of joy. No, He does it when life gets tough. When you're down to nothing, that's when you see who's really for you and who's just been pretending. And trust me, when people walk away in those moments, don't chase them. Let them go. That's not a loss, it's a blessing. Sometimes, God won't even need to show you their actions. He'll just separate you from them. You'll wonder why you don't hear from them anymore, or why the relationship suddenly feels distant. That silence isn't rejection, it's protection. God is removing them so you can focus on the path He has for you. And when He removes someone, don't ask why, don't question the process. Instead, thank Him. God doesn't take people out of your life to hurt you. He does it to protect you, to clear the space for the right ones. So when you feel like someone's been exposed, don't fight it. Don't make excuses for them. Trust what God is showing you. Because every time He removes a fake person, He's opening the door for peace, clarity, and authentic relationships. Intuition isn't loud. It doesn't demand your attention like a trumpet sounding off. Instead, it's a gentle whisper in your soul, a quiet reminder that something isn't quite right. Many of us have been taught to ignore this feeling, to rationalize it away, to give people the benefit of the doubt, even when every fiber of our being is telling us otherwise. But that inner voice, that sense of discomfort or suspicion, is often God's way of protecting us before the damage is done. Think about it. How many times in your life have you looked back and said, I knew something wasn't right about that person, or I should have trusted my gut? That wasn't just hindsight, it was evidence of God speaking to you through your spirit, urging you to see the truth before it was too late. God sees what we cannot see. He knows the hearts of the people around us. God is watching. While we may be charmed by their words, appearances, or even their actions in the moment, God sees their true intentions, their hidden motives, and the potential harm they could bring into our lives. When you feel uneasy about someone, don't dismiss it as paranoia or overthinking. That feeling is a gift, a form of discernment placed within you to navigate the complexities of relationships. Sometimes it might be subtle, a quiet hesitation before trusting someone, a small voice in your head urging caution. Other times it might hit you like a wave, an overwhelming sense that something isn't adding up. Either way, don't ignore it. That's God working through you, preparing you to make wise decisions. Trusting your intuition doesn't mean you approach people with suspicion or doubt their sincerity at every turn. It means you remain aware, observant, and willing to acknowledge when something doesn't sit right with you. It's not about judgment, it's about protection. When God whispers to your spirit, He is offering you an opportunity to see beyond the surface, to discern truth from deception, and to safeguard your peace. Direct your eyes. We second-guess ourselves. We convince ourselves that we're being too critical or too sensitive. We allow others to explain away our feelings or dismiss them entirely. But intuition isn't something to be explained away. It's a divine gift, and when you learn to trust it, you'll find yourself avoiding unnecessary heartache and disappointment. There's a reason that voice in your spirit feels so persistent. It doesn't fade away because it's not meant to be ignored. When God places a feeling in your heart, it's because He knows something you don't. He's preparing you for what lies ahead. He's giving you the clarity you need to make decisions that align with His plan for your life. So the next time you feel that inner nudge, pause and listen. Don't rush to dismiss it or override it with logic. Ask God for guidance and trust that He will confirm what your spirit is telling you. Intuition is not just a fleeting feeling. It's a form of divine communication. Trust it. Trust Him. In life, words can be beautiful, persuasive, and even comforting. But words alone do not define a person's character. It's easy to speak promises, express admiration, or say all the right things at the right time. Yet the true measure of a person is revealed through their actions. This is especially true when God is working to expose those who do not belong in your life. He often uses the inconsistency between what someone says and what they do to open your eyes to the truth about their intentions. Actions have a way of cutting through the facade. While words can be rehearsed and carefully crafted, actions tend to flow naturally from the heart. They reveal what lies beneath the surface, whether it's integrity, love, or deception. God allows this contrast to become apparent so you can discern who is genuine and who is not. When someone repeatedly says one thing but their actions tell a different story, pay attention. That's God's way of showing you their true nature. Consider the times when someone has made promises to you, promises to support you, to respect you, or to show up for you in your time of need. How often have you seen those promises broken without an explanation or apology? It's in those moments that God is speaking to you through their behavior, highlighting the gap between their words and their deeds. It's not about holding grudges or expecting perfection from others. Rather, it's about recognizing patterns that reveal who they truly are. God doesn't leave you in the dark. He knows that words can be deceiving, and that's why He shines a light on actions. If someone says they care about you but consistently disrespects your boundaries, that's a sign. If they claim to be loyal but are quick to betray your trust when you're not looking, God is showing you that their words are empty. The truth always has a way of coming to the surface, especially when God is involved. I know I need you. Sometimes it takes time to see the full picture. At first, their words might seem genuine. They may even align their actions with their words for a season. But eventually, their true self emerges. God will allow situations to unfold that reveal their priorities, their values, and their real intentions. These moments aren't coincidences. They are divine interventions meant to protect you from placing your trust in the wrong people. When God exposes someone's inconsistency, don't ignore it. It's easy to make excuses for people or convince yourself that their behavior isn't a reflection of who they are. But the reality is that actions speak louder than words, because actions come from the heart. What people consistently do, not what they say, reveals their priorities, their character, and their commitment. But the key to freedom is proclaiming it. This doesn't mean you should approach everyone with suspicion or expect perfection. It simply means that you should stay vigilant and trust what God is showing you. When someone's actions contradict their words, let that be a lesson. Don't cling to their promises or the potential you see in them. Accept the truth that God is revealing and let their actions guide your understanding of who they are. God uses these moments to protect you, to clear away the distractions, and to make room for people who are genuine, trustworthy, and aligned with your purpose. Trust Him to show you the truth, and trust yourself to act on it. Let their actions speak louder than their words, and you'll never be misled. Tough times have a way of stripping away illusions and exposing reality. When life is smooth and easy, it's hard to tell who is genuinely in your corner and who is just along for the ride. But when challenges arise, when the road gets rough, when the blessings slow down, and when you're no longer in a position to give more than you receive. That's when the truth comes out. That's when God reveals the real character of the people around you. Fake people are often drawn to the light of your success, your energy, or your generosity. They're quick to show up when you have something to offer, but they're just as quick to disappear when you're in need. God allows these moments of difficulty not to harm you, but to remove the wrong people from your life. He knows who truly cares for you, who values you for who you are, rather than what you can provide. And so he uses challenges to reveal the truth. Think about it. In your hardest moments, who was there? Who stayed even when it wasn't convenient or beneficial for them? And who walked away, making excuses or simply disappearing without explanation? Those who leave during your struggles are not meant to be part of your journey. God allows their absence to make room for people who will walk with you through every season, not just the easy ones. When life gets tough, you'll notice how some people shift their behavior. They may avoid your calls or texts, offer hollow excuses, or distance themselves entirely. At first, this might hurt. It's natural to feel betrayed or abandoned by people you once trusted. But over time, you'll realize that their departure was a blessing. Their absence is a sign that they were not meant to go where God is leading you. Challenges have a way of clarifying relationships. They reveal who is loyal, who is genuine, and who is willing to stand by you when there's nothing to gain. True friends, true family, and true partners are those who show up when it's hard, who support you without expecting anything in return, and who remain steadfast in their love and care. These are the people God intends to keep in your life, and tough times are His way of distinguishing them from the rest. It's important to understand that when fake people disappear, it's not a punishment or a reflection of your worth. It's a sign of God's protection and His plan for your growth. He removes those who are not aligned with your purpose because they could hinder your progress or distract you from His calling. Challenges, then, are not just obstacles, they're opportunities for God to refine your circle and strengthen your foundation. Foundation mental challenges are opportunities for God to amplify your purpose and strengthen your foundation. So, the next time you find yourself in a difficult season, don't despair. Instead, pay attention to who remains by your side. Take note of the ones who offer support, encouragement, and love without condition. These are the people God has placed in your life for a reason. And as for those who disappear, let them go. Their departure is not a loss, it's a step toward the life God is preparing for you. Tough times may be uncomfortable, but they are also transformative. They reveal truth, build resilience, and clear the path for better relationships and brighter days. Trust the process and trust God's hand in every aspect of it. When someone repeatedly betrays your trust, it's not a mistake or an accident. It's a pattern, and patterns speak louder than words. God often uses these repeated behaviors to get your attention, to show you what you might be unwilling to see. While you may want to give people the benefit of the doubt or hope that they will change, God uses these patterns as a way to reveal their true intentions and character. The message is clear: pay attention. Every relationship has its moments of misunderstanding or miscommunication, but there's a difference between occasional errors and consistent betrayal. When someone's actions repeatedly hurt you, disregard your boundaries, or undermine your trust, it's no longer about a single incident. It's about who they are choosing to be over and over again. And when God allows these patterns to surface, it's not to make you feel defeated. It's to open your eyes and protect you from further harm. Think about the times you've ignored the red flags because you wanted to believe the best about someone. Maybe they promised to change, apologized with just the right words, or convinced you that their intentions were good. Yet, despite their words, their actions continued to hurt you. That's not a coincidence. It's a sign from God, a gentle but persistent reminder that their behavior is not aligned with the love, respect, and integrity you deserve. Next, God understands that you want to see the good in people, and He knows your heart. But He also knows that some people will take advantage of that goodness. That's why He allows repeated patterns of betrayal to occur, not to break you, but to wake you up. He is showing you the truth so you can make the right decision to protect yourself and move forward in alignment with His purpose for your life. It can be difficult to accept these patterns for what they are, especially when you care deeply about someone. You might find yourself making excuses for them, rationalizing their actions, or hoping that the next time will be different. But God's message is clear. The behavior isn't changing because their heart hasn't changed. If someone continues to betray your trust, it's because they've made a choice, not just once, but repeatedly, and that choice reflects who they are at their core. Paying attention to these patterns doesn't mean you have to respond with anger or resentment. It simply means acknowledging the truth and taking action to protect your peace. God doesn't want you to stay in situations where your trust is consistently broken. He wants you to recognize the signs, learn from them, and make decisions that honor the person He created you to be. When you notice these patterns, don't ignore them. Don't let your desire for things to be different cloud your judgment. Trust that God is revealing this to you for a reason. He's not just showing you what's wrong, He's guiding you toward what's right. He's encouraging you to let go of relationships that are not serving you so that you can make space for the people who will value and respect you. Repeated patterns are not accidents or coincidences. They are lessons. They are reminders that actions speak louder than words, and that consistency reveals character. When God shows you these patterns, listen to Him, trust His guidance, and trust yourself to act on it. By doing so, you'll free yourself from cycles of hurt and step into the relationships and life that align with His best for you. There are moments in life when the noise of relationships, conversations, and interactions becomes overwhelming. You might find yourself questioning someone's intentions, struggling to understand their behavior, or feeling uncertain about their role in your life. In these moments, God often uses silence as a powerful tool to bring clarity. He allows separation, not to punish you, but to create space for you to see things as they truly are. When someone suddenly becomes distant or their presence fades from your life, it can feel unsettling. You may wonder what went wrong or if you could have done something differently. But what feels like rejection is often God's redirection. He removes certain people from your life to give you the opportunity to reflect, to listen, and to align yourself with His purpose. Silence is not abandonment. It's an invitation to focus on what matters most. Silence has a way of revealing truth. In the absence of someone's constant presence or words, you begin to see their impact on your life more clearly. Were they uplifting you or weighing you down? Were they adding value or creating confusion? Sometimes, when you're in the midst of a relationship or friendship, it's hard to see things objectively. The connection, no matter how flawed, can feel familiar and comfortable. But when God allows distance, He's giving you the gift of perspective. This separation isn't always permanent, but it is always purposeful. God uses it to show you who people really are. If someone disappears when you need them most, that's a sign. If their absence brings you peace rather than pain, that's a sign too. Silence speaks volumes, and God uses it to communicate what words cannot. It's in the quiet moments that you realize who is truly for you and who was only meant to be with you for a season. Separation can also be a time of healing and growth. When someone is removed from your life, it's natural to feel a void. But God doesn't leave that space empty. He fills it with His presence, His guidance, and His peace. In the silence, you have the chance to reconnect with yourself and with Him. You begin to see that your worth is not tied to anyone else's approval or presence. You are complete and whole in Him alone. There's a lesson in every separation. It might be a lesson in letting go, in trusting God's plan, or in recognizing your own strength. Whatever the lesson, God uses silence to teach it in a way that words never could. He knows that clarity often comes when distractions are removed. By allowing separation, He's protecting you from relationships that no longer serve your highest good and preparing you for connections that will. Trust the process, even when it feels difficult. Trust that the silence is not a void, but a space for God to work. Pay attention to what you feel and what you learn in these moments of separation. Listen to your heart and listen for God's voice. He speaks in the stillness, guiding you toward what is right and away from what is not. When someone is removed from your life, don't chase after them or try to force their return. Instead, embrace the silence and the clarity it brings. Let God's wisdom guide you. Remember that He sees what you cannot, and His plans are always for your good. Sometimes the greatest blessings come not from what He adds to your life, but from what He takes away. When God reveals the true nature of people in your life, it can feel painful at first. The realization that someone you trusted or cared for isn't who they seem to be might sting, but what feels like loss in the moment is actually a profound blessing. God doesn't reveal or remove to harm you. He does it to protect your peace, your purpose, and your future. It's when someone's presence no longer serves your growth or aligns with His plan for you, God steps in to remove the weight you may not even realize you're carrying. It's important to recognize that not everyone is meant to stay in your life forever. Some people are only there for a season, and that season has a purpose. Perhaps they taught you something, helped you through a specific moment, or showed you an aspect of yourself that needed attention. But when their time in your life is over, God removes them to make room for something or someone better. This isn't punishment, it's a gift of clarity and freedom. Sometimes we cling to relationships and friendships that have long expired because they feel familiar or comfortable. We hold on, hoping things will improve or return to the way they once were. But God sees what we cannot. He knows the hidden motives, the unseen behaviors, and the future consequences of keeping someone in your life who isn't meant to stay. His actions may feel sudden or unexpected, but they are always intentional. When He removes someone, it's because He's preparing you for something greater. Fake people disrupt your peace. They bring unnecessary drama, confusion, and pain into your life. Their words may seem kind, but their actions reveal otherwise. They might drain your energy, sow seeds of doubt, or take advantage of your kindness. God, in His infinite wisdom, knows how damaging this can be to your well-being and your ability to fulfill your purpose. By removing these individuals, He is safeguarding your mental, emotional, and spiritual health. The process of letting go can be challenging. It's natural to question why God is allowing this to happen, or to feel a sense of loss. But instead of focusing on what you're losing, shift your perspective to what you're gaining. With every removal, God is creating space in your life, space for peace, joy, and authentic connections. He's clearing the way for people who will love, respect, and uplift you without hidden agendas. When God reveals the truth about someone, it's an invitation to trust Him. Trust that He knows what's best for you. Trust that He's leading you toward relationships that align with His purpose for your life. And trust that He's equipping you to handle the transition, even if it feels uncomfortable. This revelation isn't about punishment. It's about growth, alignment, and preparation for what's ahead. Take comfort in knowing that God's actions are rooted in love. He doesn't take people out of your life to leave you empty. He does it to fill you with what truly matters. He's removing the distractions and obstacles so that you can walk in the fullness of His blessings. Every person who exits your life is making way for someone better suited to join you on your journey. Revelation is a gift, not a burden. It's a sign that God is active in your life, guiding you toward His best for you. Embrace it with gratitude even when it's hard. Trust the process Release what no longer serves you and make room for the beautiful connections and opportunities God has in store. What He removes today, He replaces with something far greater tomorrow. In life, God uses various ways to reveal the people who are not meant to walk alongside us. Through intuition, actions that don't align with words, tough times that reveal true colors, repeated patterns of betrayal, moments of silence, and the blessings of revelation. He protects our peace and guides us toward what's best. Each moment of clarity, no matter how painful, is a gift of love, showing us who truly belongs in our lives and who does not. God doesn't remove people to hurt us, but to prepare us, to make space for peace, joy, and connections that align with His purpose. Trust the process, embrace the lessons, and know that He has your best interest at heart. With every ending, He is crafting a better beginning. Thank you for listening and reflecting on this journey of understanding how God works in our lives. May you walk forward with faith, clarity, and confidence in His divine plan for you.